Yeah, man. I watched a really really good movie the other day. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I'm a fan of war movies. I'm not sure if we see quite eye to eye on that, to be fair. But I'm sure you remember me talking to you about 1917, which was a phenomenal movie. It was called Munich: The Edge of War.
Okay.
I'd highly recommend it. But I mean, I'll tell you more about that later.
Welcome back to the SpewnedIt Podcast. Hey guys, my name is Jensen. This is my great friend Joel, and today we're actually going to be talking about fast food. Now, I'm sure all of you have experienced one form of fast food or another, be it McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, some British fast food I don't know the name of yet, but we are just going to dive right into it because the reason actually I thought of this topic was because last night me and my roommate went out, as you do, to get some snacks. It's the weekend, we're both ready to have some chill time, watch a movie, that sort of thing. And we went out to one of our favorite spots, which is fairly local in our area, and it's called Taco Bell. Very big chain. And
Class.
We each at Taco Bell also have our kind of like order that we get. I'm a big Crunchwrap Supreme fan, and he's the cheesy gordita crunch man. Yesterday we actually got both, so we kind of tasted the best of both worlds there. But we also got they have these boxes you can get, which come with like 8 or 12 tacos and burritos. They have a couple different ones you can get, and they're just great, like supplement, and you can just like throw them in the fridge, eat them later, and it's super easy, very tasty, super healthy for you, I'm sure. But we were coming in, we had snacks, we had some drinks, we had some food, and we both arms full coming in from the car. And I'm a big supporter of the one trip in from the car after going shopping movement. I really don't like coming back out to the car.
Is there any other way? Sorry, Jensen.
Thank you for saying that. That actually that
it's
means
got to
a
be
lot.
done.
Yeah,
It's got to be done. Hey,
if you're taking 2
respect.
trips, it's a sign of weakness in my book. So anyway, all that to say, I've got my arms full, and I'm holding this box. It's got a handle on it. It's a package that's prepared to be held like this. And it's raining. We're into the Seattle area. We got some good rain, but it was like a perfect night for it too, because we're just planning on staying in, hanging out, having a good old time. I take like 3 steps around the front of the car. The bottom of the taco box falls out. 4 tacos and 4 burritos on the pavement in the rain. One of them has just like exploded on the floor too, and is just absolutely unsalvageable. The rest, we look at each other. We're like, oh man, this sucks. Like, we've got the rest of our food still, but we just lost like a major source of nourishment here. And and we're just like looking at each other like, what do we do? I'm like, all right, our hands are both full, mind you, so we can't just like pick them up real quick. We run inside, set all our stuff down, come back out, start like gathering what we can. We actually save all but one, but they are very wet. And so we take them inside, getting all our stuff situated, and we've got this fireplace going. And we're like, all right, what if we just like stick them in front of the fireplace to dry them out for later? And so we dried out our tacos and burritos and ate them that night. It was great. So
wow.
that's what made me want to talk about this in the first place. So
that's amazing.
With that tale over, now I want to kick it to you and have you talk about what's a place that you frequent or something maybe different at the fast food in the East. That being Europe.
Indeed. So I feel like there's slightly less, I suppose, like variety, I'd say, of like fast food restaurants. Obviously you've got your classics, and this particular tale happened at a McDonald's drive-through, and we were on the way back from a concert to see this guy live called Governor B. Really cool Christian artist. He's very real with his music. I believe we've spoken about that on the podcast actually. And so on the back, we're thinking, you know what? We had snacks, we had stuff. We had kind of like we had a few bags of crisps and stuff, and we're like, you know what? Let's hit up the drive-through. It's a long drive back. We can't push through. We were all knackered, and I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna stay awake, I do need something, something to boost me. And so we get to the drive-through, and this was one of the best and hilarious, most painful moments I've experienced in a drive-through. So at this point, it must be almost midnight. We're knackered. We've been driving for ages, and so we're starting to feel a little bit loopy. We're still with it, but my normal sort of sensor to what I'm going to say to people is just a little bit off. Now, I'm not going to be rude or anything, but we come up to the drive-thru, sorted the order and everything, and they give us a bag. And firstly, the bag feels a little bit heavier than usual. I'm like, you know what, it looks like there's more in there, but we'll count that later. And this guy comes over, he's like, is that anything else I could give to you? And we're like, no, that's fine. And I have this bag of crisps, and I'm like, mate, do you want a bag of crisps? And he looks at me with such a look of confusion because he thought like I was taking the mick, and I wasn't. I was genuinely being serious. Like, mate, please help yourself. He was not having any of it, and he's like, mate, you know what? I'm so sorry that I can't take your bag of crisps. I'm sorry. I was like, mate, this is official Quavers. This could be all yours. But he's like, you know what? It's all right. Have a good night, gents. So we drive off. Obviously, the guys are in hysterics at this point, which wasn't trying to, that wasn't helping my sincerity at all. We drive off, and it also turns out that we've picked up the order for the car behind us. So I had like a chicken wrap with bacon, which I ended up having, extra chips and everything. It was amazing. And so we're driving back, absolutely chomping down on someone else's food because we'd driven off by this point.
Yeah, of course.
And it was just an absolutely bizarre experience all round at the drive-thru, and something that I've not yet forgotten in quite a while. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's something that is less common over here, just in terms of the industry as a whole. Have you got any other bizarre stories about fast food?
I've actually just thought of one. So I used to work at they call their slogan is fan food, not fast food. So whatever, but it's a burger place. And it's called Dairy Queen, and they're very famous for their soft serve ice cream. They call it a Blizzard, mixed up with different ingredients. They have, mint, whatever. And I used to work at one when I was a senior in high school, and it was fine. The work, whether the day went well, pretty much exclusively depended on who you were working with. For a while, Dylan worked there, and then I joined him working there. Then he went off and worked somewhere else. But when we worked together, it was always fun. There was a few other people there that we would have some fun and mess around a little bit. Not too much, but just enough to make the day go a little faster, because it's kind of mindless. You're take an ice cream cone order, hand it out, go back, wash dishes, fill the ice. This is all this mindless drone that you just you're just doing it. Stuff. But there was one day in particular where I think I was washing dishes or something, and my manager runs back and is like, Jensen, you gotta take this order out. This guy forgot his, I think it was pretzel sticks, which I understand. I'm a big fan of a soft pretzel, and they actually were pretty good at Dairy Queen as well. Their little snacks and sides that they would introduce were actually pretty fire. They had cheese curds they added while I was there, pretzel sticks. Ooh. They had a funnel cake, which is kind of a unique item that usually you see at fairs and other weird events and stuff. But anyway, they had those. Yeah. So he left his pretzel sticks at the window where they forgot to give it to him, and he went through the drive-thru, so he's driving off. So I take the bag and literally sprint out the back door to catch this guy's car, because he's about to turn right onto the busy road and just be gone forever. So I'm actually running out there, and I was also in track at this time, so I want to say it was kind of I would assume what it looks like to watch maybe The Flash or something run somewhere.
Yeah, or quite a valiant sprint.
Yeah, with my incredibly heavy shoes, because you have to wear these non-slick shoes that are just terrible and so hard to wear and weigh 10 pounds each. And so I'm sprinting out there, knock on the guy's window. He rolls it down. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You forgot your pretzel sticks." He's like, "Dude, thank you." And he was so thankful in that moment. He was like, amazing. This is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. That was the vibe that I got for the way he said thank you to me. I was no problem, dude. I understand. I love pretzel sticks as well. And he's like, my guy. And then, so then I go back inside. They're like, all right, nice job. And then later we get a call on the phone for the manager, and it's the same guy calling to tell the manager how great of a job I had done by running out there to deliver his pretzel sticks to him.
Sick.
So I got a nice little pat on the back. They're like, "Hey, that guy called, and he was really happy that you delivered his pretzel sticks, and so nice job." And I was like,
"That's so cool."
Thank you. I have made someone's life better today, and that's all you can really ask while working in a fast food place, you know?
And hey, I feel like that's, sometimes that's all it takes. Going that one step extra to make sure that no one
Nobody.
is left without a pretzel. Because that would be awful.
That would be terrible.
I love that. And that is very much a success story. I don't want to kill the vibe, gents, on that at all. But no. I've got slightly less of a success story. Okay, so there was this. I mean, fortunately, this didn't happen directly to me, but it's something that I have heard about quite a bit as of recent. So basically, it turns out that this person has accused a particular fast food chain that makes burgers, because we're not going to drop any names because we're not like that, of basically their food being able to stick around for a little too long. So it turns out that this lady, 5 years ago, goes to the drive-through, cool, having a great time, 2 burgers, 2 fries, standard, okay, get them in. She has one of the burgers, one of the fries, and the other fries, leaves the other burgers, like, I'll have that in a bit, forgets about it, okay. 5 days later, finds the burger again, looks at it, and she's like, oh, this is going to be rubbish now, undoes the wrapping, burger's fine, burger's in one piece. She's like, what on earth is going on? She then leaves the burger, right? And has recently kind of resurfaced and said, guys, it's been 5 years and the burger looks the same. Now, I don't want to throw shade at fast food places. And I don't think this has even put me off fast food.
Yeah.
Because I still love fast food. But it's like, I don't know, that was pretty odd. First time I read that, I was like, either maybe she's just trying to get like free money. Do you know what I mean? Maybe she wants the company to ring her up and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about this. Here's like a lifetime voucher thing that you can come
for lifetime
back
food.
4
It sounds
times.
like
or lifetime food.
Never goes bad.
Well, it
get
never
one
goes
burger.
bad.
Technically,
maybe
you've got a lifetime of burgers.
And just have tiny bits of it
Have
at a
little
time,
bits
and
of
you'll be
it,
good
yeah.
to go. Stop like taking canned beans and stuff into your bomb shelter. Just take burgers, and you'll be good to go. So yeah,
would it potentially
it was
be
pretty rough.
safe to refer to this fast food chain and as a code name, like perhaps McRonald's or some such name like that? Would that be appropriate? Maybe.
I think it might be.
Okay.
Not that has anything to do with the real name, because obviously it's a complete code name
made up.
So
off the dome, really.
Off the dome, off the
we
cuff.
do some improv,
like
so I'm kind of good at like making stuff up at this point.
You are, and I wish I could understand where you'd gotten that from. But yeah. Anyways, look, it's slightly concerning. I don't know how that's happened. I'm not really put off, but there you go. It was a little bit weird to read. Now, gents, I want to tell you about this movie that I watched before. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's called Munich: The Edge of War, and like I said, it's like a war drama, like heart in your mouth kind of thing. Like you're just sitting there thinking, oh my days, I can't. But not in like a thriller kind of way. It's that tension. And I think over the past sort of couple of years, I've really understood that I don't like horrors, because horrors scare you like in your head or somewhere. But like thrillers or like a war drama, it's that tension and it really builds. And so Munich: The Edge of War, I think you'd really like this, by the way. And basically, it happens where there's these 2 mates who went to uni together. One's German and the other's British. They basically get split up after an argument, go their separate ways, find themselves like linked to the political parties of Hitler and then Neville Chamberlain at the time, and then meet up again in is it Berlin to like discuss peace talks, really. And so they meet up, and it turns out that one of them has a document saying that basically, look, Hitler isn't gonna like do all the things that he's signing to do. They get that to like the prime minister. He doesn't buy it the first time, and it's like, oh my days. And then if obviously they can't be seen in public, because then they'll both be shot. And it's like, flip. There's so many layers to what people know, and you're sitting there like seeing people look at each other, thinking none of you guys have an idea what's going on. But it's absolutely brilliant. I cannot recommend it enough. But I was thinking about this. I seem to have been trapped in a bit of a movie rut recently, and I would really like a new series to watch. Have you got anything that you've gone through recently that you can give to me?
Absolutely, I do. So, fairly recently, Netflix released this show called Arcane, which is based on some characters from the game League of Legends. I have never played League of Legends. I don't plan to ever play League of Legends, but the show looked cool. The animation looked pretty cool. And on top of that, they released an album with a bunch of different artists making different tracks for the movie. And the headlining song for the show is Enemy by Imagine Dragons and JID, which is a sick song.
Whoa.
I can't stop listening to it. And it's like
Okay.
they have this insane like graphic intro opening the thing, and I can never skip it because the song's so flippin' cool. So anyway, the show follows a whole cast of characters across several years. I really don't want to say too much because it honestly, going in with no expectations and just watching it and like experiencing it is the best way to do it. And if you know nothing about it, all the better. You'll get to know the characters, you'll get to know the story, you'll get to know the world. It's all really well thought out, really well fleshed out, and just very fresh. And the way, one thing that really impressed me with this show was they take the animation and they use the medium to its fullest potential, in my opinion.
Love that.
And one way they do that is by like putting the camera in just crazy places that you couldn't do normally. They put it like way up close, down in some corner, over here, and they just make it so visually appealing and interesting to watch, and it just keeps building on itself. So can't recommend Arcane enough.
Whoa.
There's not that much like it out there right now, I think. So it was a very, very fresh show for me, and I think I can recommend it to just about anybody, especially if you enjoy animated. It's got action, lots of different characters, intrigue, technology, you name it, it's got it. Great show, Arcane, on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my pitch.
Sick. Absolutely. I mean, as well, if you have seen either Arcane or Munich Edge of War, please do let us know. Let us know your reviews. Let us know if you agree if it is something that is worth watching, and let us know what you're going through at the moment and the best thing that you've seen. Gents, as always, an absolute pleasure to spend this time with you. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let us know how you are doing in the comments. And until next week, from the SpewnedIt Boys, peace.